National Commission for Democracy.
This commission, they begin in 1994 to salon before from good government and democracy. National Commission for Democracy. They promote art and development. They promote democracy. They do it by civic education. They will help you for know your rights as salon person and waiting to be around you. Advocacy and research. They work with local and international organizations. The National Commission for Democracy. In mission, now to tell people them about peace. We want a man right them. And now we will live in a society where we all equal. We say all man get power to enjoy immortal man rights. And then we'll go about the business with one word. We go push the country go before. This commission waiting not for himself. Is strong. He gives himself for work with other people then. So that they go get education for the people. And they go able to build themselves up as salon people. So that they go able to push transparency.
Fambul them outdoor. This now your good governance program where we call NCD HOUR. It's there for provide you with civic education on pertinent issues. We go make sure say me and you think about this country we call Mama Salon. And today we get a special program even as they commemorate. Well, some go say celebrate 55 years after we country gets independence from we colonial master, that is Britain. And that may happen on this day in 1961, that is April 27. And well, we in our NCD, we decide to for calm and talk to the public, even as they continue to provide the civic education on what you title presenting a panoramic view of Sierra Leone after 55 years of independence. Basically, we want to outline the independence history of the nation in terms of landmark events. We want to capture the essence of independence in all of its ramifications. And want to discuss the implications of independence from a political perspective. We also want to discuss the implications of independence from an economic perspective. And we also want to discuss the implications of independence from a diplomatic perspective, and want to provide a critical analysis of the issues that will be raised. In fact, how them implications also don't impact with education, with health, agriculture, etc., as a nation after 55 years of independence. Well, for make we talk the talk inside the studio, I get with me the chairman of the National Commission for Democracy. We now through that commission, this program they come to you. I want to make with chairman tell Fambul them how do.
Fambul unakushe and they wish you a happy anniversary.
Okay, that's now the face and voice of the chairman of the National Commission for Democracy, Dr. Abubakar H. Kagbo. And we also get with me at the studio the commissioner in the southern region. In name Commissioner Jonathan Kakpindi Menjo rather. Commissioner for tell Fambul them how do. Yes, that are the face and voice of Commissioner Menjo from the southern region, now in charge of the National Commission for Democracy in that region day. But we also get the commissioner from the eastern region, and in name Alhaji Sheku Kamara, Commissioner for Tel Fambule Audu.
Fambule Audu, a big greetings from the east, Kenema, Kono, and Kaila. Okay,
that's now the face and voice of we commissioner at the eastern region, Alhaji Sheku Kamara. Well, we also get a gentleman, a Sierra Leonean, somebody who left in country. We can always give objective analysis of issues. We go on for call him a social commentator. But of course, the man will get many arts. The name Charlie Israel Williams. Williams of Hotel Fambule Audu.
Fambule Audu.
Well, Fambule, me when they bring the program come to you in a Reverend Jibril Akagbo. You self get opportunity for be part of what's in the happen. Just follow the program and send your text or WhatsApp message to 077-581457, or you can send on to 07923-6761. You self go be part of what's in the happen. Well, we know the waste time because we want to make sure say we give the panelists enough time for talk. Well, you know, I know say Commissioner Major gets a history bias. If I don't start with Chairman, but I want for bringing Commissioner Major, make it start the ball rolling for we. Commissioner, Salon, the members say you don't 55 years today. Some people were not familiar with the situation, go they wonder how this thing come about. What really happened? How we did so today as an independent nation? Well, Commissioner, one for make you help we for outline the independence history of we nation from the perspective of landmark event. What you go say to Famule?
Thank you, moderator.
It's recorded. Go ahead.
The historical account where this country been done face from the colonial period on to 55 years ago, although not complete yet. We start with the colonial power where Salon lay under the colonial government. Salon became a crown colony in 1808 in this country. Now we feel say we get colonial period. Then on and gone, in 1896, the protectorate joined the colony. And so we had two separate areas, that is from Freetown on to Songo, that was one area, and then from Songo on to the tributaries of the Wanji and others. That was the protectorate. Well, we don't look at these things, we find out that most of the people, the highly educated people, been there inside Freetown because they be attached to the English people. Although at the end of the day, no Salon policy, no sit now Westminster Abbey as a member of parliament as the French people did with their own countries. Well, go on, we're able for gain independence, but the independence not complete. The independence not complete. Why? Because we found out say it was on a political perspective, we believe say that was the end of our period under the colonial power. Not knowing that most of the important points they may not be, like the economic aspect of it. Because in Kuma Toka, point blank, it say forget political independence, enough. Economic independence is very important. At least on the basis of this country been done the stagger, it meander up and down, it go up, it can down. The economic power, they go up, it fall down. As long as it pleases our colonial masters, they still there with we. We're not cut off from them properly yet. Then we find out say the system, the political system, we will not compete properly. Well, in England, then get two-party systems. Where we find out say you hardly get a dominant party. They rotate this way, that way, this way, that way. But when we don't imitate them, we fail for understand say the cultural background of this country now the most important aspects of politics. The cultural background of Sierra Leone now the most important aspects of politics. Because the constitution where we depend by, when the leading mark of this country, is purely based on the cultural background of this country, about 18 ethnic groups. We look at this carefully, then we get for frame our economy, we get for frame our political parties in this way. But we don't move away from that. Now we're in a serious limbo, either British properly or Sierra Leone properly. We're between and between. I think it is a meandering situation. Now don't worry we so much that we're able for talk to the level we understand where we are going. Whether we continue for go under this political banner or perspective, or we get a cultural political party where we're able to embrace nearly everybody at the local village.
Okay, Commissioner Major, we'll get to that for look at the political systems we don't employ since independence. But I still want to make we clarify the issue of independence history. Probably I can bring in Dr. Kagbo for making able for add invoice to waiting Commissioner Minja already don't say. Yes.
Well, thank you. Well, you see, by 1950-51, Sierra Leone been done the get a formation of what you could call political groupings them in terms of fighting for independence up to 1957. So we been get a dichotomy between the protectorate and the colony. That means the people we been get the various group names on they between the protectorate and the other one in the colony. Then self we want this independence for let them transfer either way. But the British government actually be reluctant for let give people in the colony, the right for let them control the whole of Sierra Leone. So by 1961 now they Britain able sort of organize the Lancaster Conference for let we go talk about independence. And we owe independence not until we've been fought for. We owe independence, we will call and say be historically determined, because the sub-region and former colonial territories them within that period they said they get independence. So we self get independence that day, April 27. This independence here now it been based on the multi-party system, just like how my brother just talked, based on the Westminster model. But now we're not going to ask whether Sierra Leone being ripe for let you adopt a Westminster model. We go say, we go able to say now there we start the bad step first, the first step, because we been get things in what we know get. We before make law we practice this system properly. Like when you make mention of the political culture be lacking. The education, I want to let the most percentage of our people where we don't get good education and understand governance. Then the economy. If I not for say that day we've been so much dependent, it could just like say we just had the colonial system. So, but we actually get this independence. So now if we want to look at problems where make we 30 days on time we're not able to grab better one. Now that formative period there, the first 10-20 years of independence, which will be able to put as structures and which will be focused, it been vigorous. Was there any commitment for let we sort of go into the system and see how we use the system for we own benefit, or we just use and so then later I'll come look say we challenges them, because we go to the military and begin inside. We go to the problems and begin inside. You understand? So if I for say we self we been get this independence, the system of itself, the governance system of itself, we not been too understand them, because one, we not been get the people them we go sort of support this system, like the intellectuals, like the literate population. You understand? Today we talk so we get over 65% illiterate population. So you can imagine in the early 60s, waiting to be Sierra Leone illiterate population, where for move when I cadre the allies, then of course the capacity for move on as a new country will be getting done again. And if we don't get on, which we been do for long make sure say small, we will replace the former colonial structures that will be left where we don't need, and try to develop new ones then, so that it will strengthen we governance system. So that this area now if we look and we make mention of the economy. The economy very, very important. But sometimes when we get independence initially, we as Sierra Leoneans, we take them as we would say business as usual. We not really try for look say during the period where we get independence, we been go to call neo-colonialism in the inside. That 10 day, Salon don't get in green, white, and blue flag. Salon get what they call in sovereignty. But the neo-colonialism, the colonialism, they come back in another form, in another guise, differently, well, sometimes will not be understand them. All them things they will not be understanding. So me feel say, one, the proper education for understand that particular historical period, which will be currents of international politics, where they impact we now the developing countries them. We in Sierra Leone, we don't need to understand them. So we take our business as usual. So we serve sort of toe the line, but we toe the line as weaker partners. We don't get strength. As weaker partners, so if I for say that cycle they will get, it drag on till something today. This is not the problem. How for we try for pull we serve so that we go actually say we are independent. And not they say yes, say country day when I want to develop. There is no kick any scenario. That is nobody go say this state here. I no more go sort of grow up and develop for itself. No, you got to grow up in the link as of people left. But the way they link Panam, you self make for sure say you know link Panam 100%. And when you link Panam, you said the benefit at the end of the day. But you know they left you now after we don't link Panam. You left you poorer than how you been there. So this now the problem where we try for look and we'll go for look. What do independence mean? How far we don't go? Also we come out. So if you talk about today, we'll go back yesterday. Because yesterday, now you make for today. And this today I already talk so, now you forget for make for tomorrow. So if we not change this today for tomorrow, it will still get problems.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Kagbo, for that intervention there in terms of outlining some of the things and pointing out the clear challenges that we don't face today. And well, I want for bring in Commissioner Alhaji Sheku Kamara, and afterwards Mr. Williams go come in for me to address this issue based on what Commissioner Menjo don't say and Chairman don't say. Make we try to answer the question. We don't in any way realize the goals of gaining independence from Great Britain. If yes, make we explain. If not, why not? Make us start with Alhaji Sheku Kamara, Commissioner of the Eastern Region.
Yeah, to some extent, yes, I would say we don't achieve some of our goals. In terms of development, yes. But again, when you look at like the political history where they talk about, you know, if you look at voting and voting don't go through, what we don't go through in terms of political development, you will find out say we have a lot of things to iron out. You will find out say we have a lot of coups upon coups. I don't go remember how many times we could occur in this country. And if we don't get independence from Great Britain, we feel say we for able for govern ourselves, but with the govern ourselves, the coup they come inside. Then even in terms of governance, we need a democratic good governance. We don't get a lot of one party. I mean, a long period of one party state in this country. Now they, you know, all go well for political, I mean, for democratic good governance. So, our here, but again, if you look at landmark development, there are a lot of things we don't do. In terms of education, like how Chairman say, we will find out, say, we don't get a lot of schools established. We don't get now 2 public universities in this country, and private universities also. We don't get polytechnics. So you find out, say, yes, we try for improve in terms of that. But like how you begin, is it a commemoration or is it a celebration? Now, both, you know, you find out, say, we go celebrate to some extent because we don't get self-rule. But at the same time, we go commemorate because what he really will be one achieve, we not achieve it yet. 55 years. We're not able to develop it. We're not able to go through our educational system for the independent. You still, economy is still not driven. You know, we depend so much on the international community for we ensure say we don't do even we elections. Now, do not driven election where they go. You know, for get free and fair election, we need for ensure say we don't able for ensure say we don't fund with election, but mostly we depend on donor driven. Look at some of our teachers and even workers have not been paid up to now because we depend on donor funds. So all that here you find out say, you know, we get mixed, you know, development trend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mixed development trend. That is the whole concept we need for further analysis. Make a bring in Mr. Williams. What do you think? Sierra Leone non-55 today. You feel say we don't really attain then goals the way we supposed for attain as an independent nation?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think, say, for me, the biggest goal we forefathers been get at the time, now the aspect of make we data we self, make we see after we
self-rule, self-governance.
Self-governance. I think say, that was the major goal. But the other things that we for follow, trust me, I want to say, they're not being scoped well.
Okay.
Whether them be the local, you know, like where some people can say when we get to the bridge,
we'll cross it.
We go cross. Having said so many things and the way they're not being predetermined.
Okay.
The bigger goal was make we govern ourselves. Let we come out from, the British government. And when we come, we go walk the way out. And for me, that aspect of when we come, we go walk the way out, don't keep we this far and don't determine how much progress we don't make enough. So if I will take the issues one after the other, yes, we get self-rule, we govern ourselves, although as the Commission has mentioned, we don't get interventions with political coups and all of those things. But we still get self-government. Right now we get a government where we go call democratically elected. But the other aspect of governance, we still see them, they get challenges. For example, we still believe, say, we people them not able to understand, fully understand what's in a government and how government for work and succeed. This is a country where we talk about economic independence, but we still look at situations where people not still understand this aspect, say, for like country get economic independence, now the citizens and therefore contribute. A country this way up till now, they struggle for talk about taxation. We even they struggle for talk about how people for stop, for take waiting belong to government and survive by waiting you get. Because if we also they look at economic development or economic independence from the perspective, say, government will get money for do all what you want for do, what the people want government for do. Not a money way for come out overseas. Yes, of course we get partnerships. We can rely on some other people like chairman say, for Lingon get %. But take for example we elections. We see donor funding they come for elections and all. And sometimes some of those aspects of a state can be influenced because other people they sponsor. So coming back to economic independence, I think say we for don't go past that point where we all for believe say we for support we country, pay you tax, stop for take government money so that we go able for help yourself. And I don't always listen to the chairman. He always they talk about the superstructure. And that concept, if we miss them in this country, we go struggle for long. The primary thing for we country right now for make we get economic independence, because that's the drive. All the way through they talk about so. Take for example, NCD get this daunting task. NCD get this major challenge, major responsibility for sensitize this country, for make we democracy in up strong, for make we able govern ourselves. But NCD get the funding we require for do this. So for me, economic independence now be one thing where we for been don't scope from the initial stage, because they get for do it all the other aspects of what we talk about. So I think so I want to stop there. That's it.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Charlie Israel Williams, for that intervention there. Yes, we get self-rule, but things say we maybe for scope the other things and very well. Now, just like we go say trial and error method, we'll get there, we go see what you go do. And because we not get a clear focus or balance, we still do what we do. And we mentioned something that we not seem for even understand the essence of independence. And up till now, people find it difficult for make them pay tax because they feel say everything for coming from somewhere. That there is this concept of the welfare state. I think many people always think about say it is government who should carry out the living for the people and come and serve on a table. That is where we are. So it means say a lot of work they for do as a commission for educate the masses for make we know say when we say it's a democracy, it means we be fully involved in everything, not just about voting the leaders, but also contributing the resources. We're going to make the leaders govern very well. And you mentioned something very interesting. Not take what you know to your own. And that is what we see all over the place. And well, of course, the big word for it is corruption. Yeah. And we are 55 after independence, but we are still grappling with issues because we get corrupt practices taking place. Fambul, you day on the civic education program, where they for educate you on good governance issues. We call them NCD HOUR. They come to you courtesy of the National Commission for Democracy. And not forget, Yusuf can be part of what's in the happen. Make I remind you of the numbers again. As you follow the issues, we like for make we get feedback because now then they make communication complete. Send you text or WhatsApp message to 079-236761 or 07758-1457. Yusuf will be part of what's in the happen. With the push the program go before, even as we present a panoramic view of Sierra Leone. In other words, a detailed survey of Sierra Leone after 55 years of independence. We don't try for check the history of we independence. We don't try for look at the essence of we independence, whether we don't achieve the goals then. But from the responses so far, we know say we are still moving. We've not gotten there yet. Let us bring Chairman come inside again. Well, people will say that key aspect of we independence now for make we get self-rule. But now make we talk about what it actually mean for being an independent nation from a political perspective. I want to make we take time for look at all what you would experience in terms of governance system, whether they've worked for us and what can we recommend if we want for CC we move beyond this point.
Yeah. Well, we go take them back from the time where we get independence,
okay,
and look whether as a country we been get the capability for let we hold on to our independence. I mean, call three things then: political culture, education, and economy. When you look all political science literature, they will tell you say when a key for let a people go able to propel the independence, therefore be highly educated in terms of education for them, because now ain't go able make let you know who side you come out and who side you they go. But I think say comparatively recently now we don't begin, you know, even as NCD for them to teach the people them say governance should be in the hands of those who know. That one way understand that they know waiting for governance. You know, they and governance, you go leap in the dark. You for know, it will be predictable. That means waiting they happen tomorrow or every minute, you for don't predict them. Now the good governance down there, but to say they come from knowledge. So again, with education. Not for say Sierra Leone not get good education. In fact, once upon a time, they call we as the Athens of West Africa, isn't it? Yes. But what happen where it go down? What happen where we know sort of put more flesh to that skeleton there? What to make again? We decide for take away civics from the curriculum, because civics now one subject that the way for be help for deepen that political culture rather aspect what we don't miss. We go tell you say we all now one, even though we are 17 tribes. We speak different language. We come from different region. We get different languages. We get different religions. But we all now one, and we for work as a unity, as a unit, as a system before ever we succeed. But if we say all man they in a own sort of a room in Koyon cocoon, if they think in your way, in your perspective, if they think nationally, if they think regionally or ethnically, then if I never say, no matter whether we get the best blueprints as a program, we will succeed because you don't get the support, you don't get the buy-in on the part of the people. So that this will the trainer for teach people therefore say, we for support government policies. We go help for let it propel the national aspiration before. Whether you there party A or B, if you make sure say you support them because it like a rain. What if for them, all man they feel the rain. It's like a sun. When the sun shine, all man they feel them. But if you say no, we're not do them, then you can bring parochial politics inside national aspirations. Then you the killer. Then the other third one where they talk about economy. You see, Mr. Moderator, you self if you think of doing something next year, you get for save, no so? Sure. You get for go through opportunity cost, no so? If you not beef me the heat, you go begin to me, no so? So that next year you go able to do what you want to do with that money, no so? Well, similarly, now so the economy they help. The economy will say, when the economy good, all things on top they good, education the good, health the good, infrastructure good, all what you think when are the basic needs facilities, you go able to improve them, you go able to do pay salaries, you go able to give subvention, you go able to do now the economy. And Sierra Leone, we get the opportunity because we know poor. We get the natural resources. You ask him, waiting wrong way we don't get enough from natural resources. Waiting make less alone no go add value. A carat of rough diamond na salon will cost $5,000. You can't go to Antwerp, polished, it will be more than $10,000. Sierra Leone can tax from that polished diamond, they get more tax per now. Why for the weekend we raw iron ore? Go create jobs elsewhere, we're not able to try for low get even iron rod or pig's iron or anything we get for do iron here or even nail for manufacturer. Afterwards, we can look inwards, we get Mano River Union. We can sell the Mano River Union. If people then they argue say markets is limited, we can sort of delve into ECOWAS. There are problems there. We don't try for let we jettison some of them problems we face at independence through regional economic groupings. But I can't find out for say regional economic groupings not a tick. There is a problem there. Try to get a piece of cloth from Togo, cotton, you want pass and go to Ghana. No problem. You see, so if one of us say we have good blueprints, goods of local origin, free movement of people, etc., etc., but it's not working. It's not working. Why is it not working? Who they create all this problem for long turn to the back? And not forget, say, we get a big force where they control all these things, globalization. And within the global sort of environment, with the developing countries, we not just appendages, not just small thing them. We not get that power, they say, for faith. We not get that power for change things. So if I for say, government them internally will get good intentions, but globalization they thwart them good intentions, and they cause political problems at home. So okay,
now, Chairman, going back to the issue of that political problem, all of them things are the cause. We get the right to make we determine or legislate the kind of political system we for govern we.
Yes.
Now we don't experiment with military regimes.
Yes.
One party states.
Yes.
And now we get a multi-party system.
Yes.
But we see what they operate now what you call first past the post.
Yes.
And the winner takes all.
Yes.
Is that the kind of political system that we need for make way for push this nation go before?
Thank you very much, sir. So plenty they go for wrong. Try for do more research and see, say in a multi-ethnic society, the winner takes all nofitam. At least we need to get an inclusive system based on a proportional representation, thing, so that you get everybody inside. That buy-in there, that inclusion there, it go what? It go reduce tension, it go reduce conflict, then it go bring in cooperation, because you can't do otherwise. Ethnicity is natural. Regionalism is there. It's a forgiven something. You cannot change your region. You understand? But if people decide to think politics you know, parochially because of region, then you have to do something to ensure that you diffuse that. Because, you know, you have to do it. That's social engineering.
So, but what is holding us back? 55, we've been talking about these things again and again. Is it that we lack the political will for make people for come and say, now we get a constitutional review process on. Can't we legislate this kind of thing so that resentment not go there, someone not go want for sabotage the system and say, I'm not in, so let's more rock the boat. Make I bring in Commissioner Menjo.
Thank you, moderator. The way they look at, you don't bring one direct question, we will for look at it and for address them seriously. You see, when we look at the regions, we the people, even the educated people we admire, they think just like the region. Just like the region.
Just like the Maono land book.
In that vortex, a round table, they go round. When the man think of something good, he goes back. He go like in village area. They fuse what is wrong is we can
it's limited.
Yeah, it change. That is the problem. But like what Chama don't talk, we get the ability, we get the capability. Force and the use of force will not apply that one, because democracy not look at that very seriously. But one important point we always look at the justice sector. When you have a powerful, straight will, iron for somebody for Bena, it's difficult. But when you hold up people, they feel it and you don't better. But Ben. So we look at these things because the fear of the people is not there again. And if we want to go in one direction, we're not able. We're not able because as we work towards a good direction, people will undermine. When we talk about corruption, there are people who are not corrupt by nature. They're not corrupt at all. But they don't go inside the system in such a way that they fear their own life. Now, these are some of the problems around we. Let me come to the point where Chairman don't talk on the economy. You see, the point is that where people are so clever, they're so clever, that they have to improve the use of some of our minerals within ourselves. Nobody knows who can enlighten we on that line. What they want is the movement from our minerals direct overseas. They therefore determine the cost. They therefore determine what and what they get for be with them. Until we are able for study or for that, how we able do the job there for ourselves. I think it will go a long way. It will go a long way. And secondly, we don't abandon areas that we will feel it engage a lot of people, many people, our population. For example, like the agricultural sector. They engage people, a lot of people. Let me tell you, moderator, we all don't see how rest the economy go Guinea from this country. We don't see it.
Sure.
Why again we keep on living on white rice? You see, the areas that we they work towards improvement, we don't far because the money they come very slow. Who say money they quick? I am with the fair, the diamond. Because like Chairman talk about 1 carat, clean one, like boku money. Why you go left there they go plant ginger? That is the
but you have other countries who don't get diamonds, then concentrate on agriculture.
That is it.
They're able to do something.
Yeah, better.
You take for instance Ghana, where they produce and cocoa, then they manufacture within their own country, get chocolates and other things,
exactly.
And able to benefit from that. What are we doing as Sierra Leoneans?
Living Ivory Coast.
Even though we get the opportunity, when they make a talk, let's follow one particular rule. Let's follow. Let's see.
Okay,
yeah.
That is the recommendation from the Commissioner Menjo. Make I bring in again. I want for me to handle one issue by two panelists. Now what could bring in is the economic something again. Whilst we talk about the political implication, we don't mention the economy. But Commissioner Kamara and Mr. Williams, one after the other, what thing we go describe we present economic condition as, and what are the factors responsible for that? And what we probably able for do for come out of that? Sierra Leone being 55.
Yeah, moderator. The problem about the economy, to me, we economy controlled by foreigners mostly. You look at the mineral resources, mainly the foreigners are controlling it. You go to the agricultural resources, our cocoa, cacao, our coffee, ginger, and others. Now the foreigners, and then they control them. You look at even business. The business is controlled. Then they are the helm for control the business.
So why is it so? Why is it
that
so?
is the thing,
Because I not cut you, Commissioner.
Yeah.
And even this team of trade.
Exactly.
That local people don't vie for the fed for this thing. Eventually, it was given to a foreign company. What's happening?
That is the problem. It's all corruption. I tell you, my brother, it's corruption they talk about. It's very endemic in this country. Because we say an indigene and a foreign, national come for fete. Once the foreign national don't go, maybe it don't grease the palm of the person where they in charge of, awarding the contract or whatever, and they look for the foreigner. And if that is the case, we hardly develop. Because most of the diamonds, for instance, from Kono, from Kenema, Tongo, and other places, then mainly the foreigners and the whereas we get a policy in this country for say part of the proceeds from diamond for go back to the nationals. Why not allow the national let them invest in diamond mining, for instance? So mostly in the 19 year, like you rightly mentioned, timber mining are with natural resources. Now, I'm glad the way the constitutional review and say our natural resources, especially the land resources, we're going to go for harmonizer now. The Freetown land policy as well as the provincial land policy for now be harmonized. Okay. Let's see how that they will come back. But really, I tell you, even now you and Lebanese man go when they want to look for land, they will prefer for the Lebanese man than an indigene.
What's an irony?
Yes, it's very bad.
Mr. Williams, what you go say about this economic condition? How you go describe them? And what are some of the factors that were responsible? And what are the way forward?
Yes, trust me. As I look at the issues before I call for a real Lancaster conference.
Okay.
At the time we want to solve a problem or we've been getting a need where we want to attend to. And so a conference was called so that people can think and put together. I remember also we get term in this country where we need for SIDOM also think and put things together. We call them the Bintumani conference. I really think so we need conference.
The chairman of NCD is here, yes. And that is a recommendation.
Because what to make it come to this point and the fact say, until we sit down and wave off politics, party business, as Sierra Leoneans, and move an agenda and say,
it's really a national agenda.
Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Until we do that, the thoughts then will be scattered.
I'll cut you. Somebody there will always say this to me. He say, Reverend, now my colleague pastor, he said this one democracy when we talk about it won't work. He said we need somebody who's strong and gets a moral force. We will move the country so that this way we go.
Okay.
And he mentioned the likes of Jerry Rollins.
Okay.
And he mentioned quite a few other names.
Okay.
There's such a people and we need them in a country for shape the destiny of the nation, and then the left panoramic it become open to everybody. But me tell and say, well, how the world they go so now, it's difficult for me to get that kind of thing there.
Okay. Yes. So therefore, we get for see governments they play the lead role for see things like this happen. But what do they say also? If you notice some of the problems we discuss, well, me a legal mind now, the aspect of law and order. That's another serious issue.
Okay.
Where Sierra Leone get for master. If we forgo before. People will not get. In economics, we say because you need stemboku, and it means small, you therefore get for take you term. They manage. This country law for able make we manage this small way we get. The one them way they misuse them. The one that way they take within they not get. Them buckets the way they leak. We for try hard for seal them. we for ensure say we not waste what we get.
But then who takes the lead? With the blame almost everybody, say everybody's involved. Who now takes the lead and say, I'm going to be that moral force for ensure say we move in this direction and we seal all the leak buckets and whatever, loopholes, etc., etc.
Okay, for example, make I just bring this one. The Auditor General report they come out every year. And that report they tell we say, money the way people they spend our government office, where they're not able to account for. I'm not saying they misuse them or they take them, but they not account, receipt, no they this, they're not able to explain. Now it's happening every year, year in, year out. Can we do something which is radical to say, if I give you 50 and you're not able to account for 20, the next time where they give budget and they reduce them by what you know able to account for. I mean, and they talk about law and order for make society change. And they talk about things so you go do, we go make people stop with. I mean, overseas, if you ride, if you drive, you create problem one time, then warn you create problem again the next time, then they seize you license and you can't drive. And if you don't get license, you drive, you self not go like for see what in the happen. So for me, law and order gets a lot to do with all of this, so they say. And as I say, we need a conference.
Just 2 minutes.
I'm serious about it. We need a conference. And the last thing on this one, there are other people who are not government. We call them civil society. Then they help for look at what in government they do and all of that. Then I like referee, you know. Then they go in between. Make we get civil society we know waiting the mandate be. Nowadays, if you look at Sierra Leone thoroughly, you see civil society is now being used for prepare for politics, which may be good, which is fine, but if that is all there is, then
we're the most terrible of people.
It's terrible.
Okay, Chairman, why did you that intervention? I want to make you look, because we don't talk say more with business is the inside falling at the hand. What make you look at the independence from a diplomatic perspective? We able to decide for ourselves?
I don't want we talk as if we did against foreigners taking part.
No, we're not.
The world where cooperation they now.
Okay.
But the imbalance now the effect. Forget that equality there.
Okay.
So now we get out from this economic problem. Let us strengthen further the private sector. Okay. Let get initiatives and for we capacitate Sierra Leoneans for let them participate in the private sector. And let me start with agriculture. Okay. Let me go inside agriculture. Let me make sure say even this Gary, apart from the one we eat, will change it to something else. Let me make sure so we export, because no sooner start for export we gain forex. You go find out say the dollar not going to become a threat to we again. But in Sierra Leone, a consumer society no more. If I say always the small thing we don't Ghana inside, we go for spend and back. So now the private sector for strengthen. Then we for make sure say we cooperate with people who want help Sierra Leone. We talk about Ghana. What do you mean Ghana become perhaps a miracle? The private sector is very strong there. Very, very strong. And they manufacture, when you go Ghana, you go to Ghana, they manufacture. You see? So why we not go emulate Ghana? But we get place we go start with agriculture. You understand? Because sometimes we go say we're not going to transform iron because the multinational they need you need machine, you need technology, etc., etc. You know. But again, Sierra Leone again for think of strengthening Mano River Union. Let we try for strengthening Mano River Union. We can trade among ourselves and help for alleviate with problems economically. But I found out for say now, don't see the work. Mano River Union, I think it was in 1973. And ECOWAS 1975. So you go ask yourself, what don't happen?
Well, a lot do happen and a lot money for happen. Because of time, now so we go try for bring down the curtain on this particular program, where we say for present a panoramic view of Sierra Leone after 55 years of independence. Well, we're not going to go if we not take time, at least for bringing one text message where come up from Mr. Sheriff Wellington. He say it's really an important issue to discuss the panoramic view of Sierra Leone. I want to support all the panelists in the studio on what we failed to achieve is on economic achievement. He said this is not only the public sector alone. If the private sector has failed to stand the test of time to make the economy vibrant, so the reason is all based on corrupt personnel assigned to both the public and private sector. Well, we don't waiting, this man don't send a text message, and even waiting with panelists and don't say a lot of recommendation on there. Who that they listen for make we push Mama Salongo before, make we all put hand together and just say the story in the not too distant future will change, even as we talk of Sierra Leone as an independent nation. Well, I want to say plenty to my panelists them, and even to the management and the one way they work with SLBC for bringing this program come to you. And even you, we make effort for be part of this program by viewing and even taking your time for sending text message. If you not read your own, not feel bad. Time go there, we'll go read your own. Well, you've been there on NCD HOUR, and me will bring and come to you in a Reverend Jibril Akago, as I always say, Salon na in one grain we get. We make every effort for keep them as a united country. God bless you until we meet again.
This commission, they begin up 1994 salon before from good government and democracy. National Commission for Democracy. They promote enhance and development. They promote democracy. They do it by civic education.